Hey guys, what's up? Awake here. I'm bringing you a Midnight Season 1 Unholy Death Knight 2v2 montage. So the season just started. My buddy and I were able to climb to 1800 on day 1, obviously for that sweet transmog. Speaking of which, I think Blizzard seriously cooked with the Death Knight set. Anyway, so as I was doing my VOD reviews, I thought it'd be pretty entertaining, pretty fun to, take a few clips, of our session. Some games are slightly longer, some are shorter, and put them in a montage. You know, These will entertain you guys a little bit, maybe, just maybe, help you guys out a little bit. Now, there are some really good players that we played against, also some pretty bad ones, but you know how it goes. Beginning of the season. Anyway, if you guys enjoy this. Alright, first game we have against a red discipline priest around 1500. So immediately I steal this guy's Hodge, which enables us to do a cross CC go. I'm not sure why he pressed both his trinket and bubble here. I guess he panicked because there was no pain stub coming from his healer. But from that moment on, it was pretty much already game. Press his wings. I just press AMS. So here, I was hitting the priest a little bit, and immediately after he got a sap from the pally, I just swap back to the pally. In a moment here, he's gonna press his shield and his second go with wings. I didn't really feel I did need to trade out any CD because I was pretty healthy. My healer trinketed, so I have faith that he was gonna keep me up. Now over here, I didn't bother swapping their priest because he is pretty far. I don't want to waste time kind of like walking towards him, so I just decided to keep hitting the pally. Now he gets pain stub here. Now this is a little bit different because the priest kind of walked into me, so it's free damage. So I decided to hit him a little bit. Over here we have another beautiful double sweep. Over here I press silence on the priest, and along with the dark sim on the pally. So he was able to give me another Hodge, which would eventually win us the game. So I'm just doing damage. Press MS against his wings, waiting for the stun DR of the priest, and just to Hodge him. From here, it's just pretty much game. Second game here around 1650 MMR against the Frost Mage Rogue. Over here, my partner gets zapped, so I immediately just presses AMS to kind of soak up the initial damage a little bit. Here the Rogue actually fucks up a little bit and leaves me a gap to press AMZ, which basically just kind of nullifies the entire go. Here I put them in a double blind and press my buttons. Now obviously I'm hitting the Rogue because the Mage presses on time rewind or rewind. I don't know what ability is called. Anyway. Honestly, right now, I'm just like doing damage to whichever target that makes themselves available to me. It's really a no-brainer. Rogue's gone, I hate the Mage. Mage's gone, I hate the Rogue. Just keeping up the pressure. MS get the sheep. Kick. Block over here. Swap the Rogue a little bit. And then when the Mage comes out, just kill him. Plain and simple. Next up, we have BM Hunter and Discipline Priest. Now, BM Hunters have extremely high sustained damage, so my only goal here is to try to eat as many traps as possible for my partner to stop them from building momentum. Now my partner will be putting a stun, and I immediately just AMS him, stopping the trap and also the fear. Now I know that the Hunter had a lot of defense on him, but it would have been a waste of time for me to run to the Priest only to run back to the Hunter a few seconds later. I don't think it's worth it. Now I just gotta make sure to do as much damage as possible while making sure that we do not overlap our defensive cooldowns. As you can see, I still haven't pressed my IBF yet. As long as I have that in my back pocket, I'm essentially unkillable. At least not right now. Over here, I see the priest running towards my healer for fear, obviously, and I try to stop it, but he faded it. But it didn't matter. We just killed the Hunter anyway. He didn't press turtle. Sorry, he didn't press turtle. I guess he just, I don't know, didn't react to it. Anyway, this next game is against an Unholy DK and Rdruid. So I started the game with the Strangulate on a DK. What this does, it just stops him from pressing any button like AMS or whatsoever. Basically just guarantees me the opener and guarantee pressure. Now after I saw him pressing his army, I just pressed AMZ. Was a Strangulate my partner, he dwarf ratio out of it, with a little sack on me, and we just easily survived the go. Now unfortunately we didn't get his Iceborne Fortitude, which is, it's actually pretty bad. This kind of tells me that the DK won't be able to die anytime soon. He plays extremely greed, but over here we actually get the Iron Bark off the Druid. So as you guys can see, I immediately swap onto the Druid. Now against Rdruid, it's a really good idea to make as many swaps as possible without losing too much uptime, because it forces the Druid to kind of like swap his hots around. As you guys can see, I'm literally just smacking his Druid. There's no way he can get away from me. Until he does. Now, when the Druid gets away, I'm not going to spend too much time chasing him. Instead, I'm just going to swap back onto the DK, force the Druid to come out to put his hots and whatsoever, and when he does, I'll just swap back onto him. Get his trinket, I almost have my cooldowns up. The only thing he has left is a bark skin. No trinket, no iron bark, only bark skin. Pretty high dampening 2v2s, it's almost a guaranteed kill. So here, I press all my buttons, tries to get away, but I have double grip for him into a silence. And unfortunately for this guy, he didn't press his skin fast enough. At this point, there's no way he can recover from this, and we just easily win a game. Next up, we have a Survivor Hunter and Holy Priest at around 1860. It's the same thing for all Hunter games. Just try to prevent as many trap and fear as possible while building momentum. So here the Hunter opened with the stun on my pally. I just immediately press AMS. I don't think he actually trapped here, but you see the Priest running in with the Fade into a fear, and my AMS was actually able to soak that. So that kind of just destroyed the entire go. So now it's our turn. Press all my buttons. I just, chase the Hunter until there's no tomorrow. Doesn't matter how many walls, how many cooldowns he get, I'm not going to waste my time, going back to the Priest just to hit him for a few seconds and then come back to the Hunter. I'm just going to press on. Now, unfortunately for this next go, I actually got caught in a binding shot stun, so I was not able to AMS my pally in time. Unfortunately, my pally was on top of his game. He just immediately sacks me right before he eats the trap. Again, it completely just dismantled their go. Now, like from now, it's pretty much just game over for them. Like it's a couple minutes into the game, they've got 0 real goals on us, and we're just doing the most. Here, I actually overshoot myself a little bit. That was a slight mistake. And we get Turtle. We actually got Turtle before the next round of Army of the Dead, so this is really good for us. Again, Hpal in a stun, AMS just stops the trap attempt. Now this guy's really frustrated. I know he's trying really hard to get a trap on my Hpal, but my Hpal is literally just running around the map with the freedom like a fucking maniac. Now here he actually get a panda ratio on my healer, but I was around, so I just literally stood on top of my healer and just trying to eat a trap, but he didn't go for it. Now this is the only time where they actually feel a little bit of pressure, but we had every single cooldown in the game to deal with it. Quick lay on hand just topped me off, and we're back in the game. I believe this is the last line defense on the Hunter, his last charge of wall. This is the Guardian Spirit again, and after that, they're pretty much out of cooldown. But yeah, I have my Dark Transformation coming up. This is the most damage, a stun onto the Priest without a trinket. Beautifully done. Next up, we have 1900 against a Sub Rogue and a Mistweaver, Fistweaver actually. So here in the opener, I see he's trying to go on my healer, so I just grip him into a blind to kind of like, um, heal for my healer. Into a double leg sweep, and we're going to do Argo. Not the trinket, which is fine. And honestly, I feel like Fistweaver against Unholy Death Knight has like a huge advantage, because with all the passive we've got, like they just do infinite healing without ever spending any mana. So this is definitely like an uphill battle for us. So as you guys can see, I'm trying to like, kite the monk a little bit so he doesn't hit me as much. But I learned afterwards that most of the monk attack are ranged now. Sorry, most of the monk's attacks are ranged now, so it was a little bit awkward. And over here, I see my partner sitting in blind. I waited just a little bit to see if he trinkets. He didn't, so I pressed my Icebound Fortitude to save his trinket. Well, the good news is these two decide to go on me, so I can just do the most cleave damage. Beautiful sweep on the Shadow Dancer, amazing. So over here, you see my partner sitting the kidneys, so I kind of just ran away. I don't want to rogue or the Fistweaver to get some free damage on me while my healer's sitting in the CC. Definitely paid off. Yeah, so over here, you see I have both my cooldowns, and I just saw the rogue pop literally everything. The evasion's gone, the vanish was gone, and when he came up from the vanish, I saw the cocoon was gone, so I was just being patient, wait until everything's gone, press all my buttons, and just kill the rogue easily. They definitely misplayed a lot right there. Here we have sub rogue and Hpal at around 1930, I believe. So over here, I press Lichborn so I don't get zapped, but they decide to open on me, so I trinket into a zone to kind of like, deny the Shadow Blaze. And I saw the pally was running towards my healer for a Hodge, so I grip him back, put him in the blind, and then wait for my partner's double sweep and just, reverse pressure and do Argo. And once again, the rogue's now chasing after me, so I decided to chase after Paladin, just to get some cleave pressure. And here, I'm just sticking to the pal. I mean, I know he had a shield, but then I saw the sack on the rogue, so you know what? I just decided to just like stick to the pally. Honestly, I think this game was pretty straightforward. There wasn't anything huge. I could be wrong though. I'm kind of like just watching the game and then doing like the voiceover at the same time. I'll use this dwarf ratio to break my silence into a lay on hand. I think it was a lay on hand. Not too sure. Anyway, there's like 30 seconds until Army of Dead, and the guy just presses bubble. His melee wings are about to be over, and he is definitely out of cooldown for the next army, which is quite unfortunate for him. Now, whenever a healer gets away like that, you don't have to go chase him around a pillar. You can just, turn around, hit whatever is available to you. As long as you're generating pressure, you're doing damage, the healer will be forced to come back to heal eventually. Now, since he came back, I had everything. Silence, army, dark transformation, and yeah. There's no shot he lives. Well, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. I think my healer actually kills him here. Yep. Touch of death. Alright, last game of the video at around 1960 MMR up against the Preservation Evoker and a Havoc Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter just jumps in immediately with a hunt and, eats a double blind, trinkets immediately. At this point, we're kind of just trading blows, pressing a lot of damage buttons and everything. And prior to this game, we actually lost to this team once, going to DH. So this game, we're kind of trying to go after the Evoker since he's kind of like readily making himself available, to hit. So over here, we get a first charge of the Obsidian Scale. I believe he has one left. And early in the game, he actually did use the Emerald Communion. So that's, a major cooldown out of the way. So right now, we still have one one more charge of Obsidian Scale, and 2 more Time Dilation along with the DH Starkness. There we go. Now the second charge of the Obsidian Scale. I think I actually did a pretty bad job of stopping those sleepwalks this game, but you know, definitely could have done better. Here made a small mistake of getting this guy precog, but the good news is he actually pressed Time Dilation literally back to back. Now, as you guys can see, my Army of the Dead is almost up. So over here, they actually make some really fatal mistakes. They chain both charges of Time Dilation, and then later the DH will drop dark. There you go, Darkness right here. At this point, it's pretty much game over for them. But it's also for us, because we pressed Zone, Icebound Fortitude, and a Cocoon, so really fortunate killed him. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let me know if you guys have any questions. Peace.